What's up, everybody? Today we got Charles Grigsby on board for an interview. Second season American Idol. And he is a blues, funk, rock and roll, pop guy. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing out there? You ready for another interview here today? We got Charles Grigsby once again. Second season American Idol. Blues, pop, soul guy going on. He's got some new stuff he'll be cranking out soon. How's it going today? Good? Just getting it set up here. Wait for Charles to join in. What's going on? We got Blood Rose. Be finding joy. There he is. Alright, let me send you the invite. And we'll be ready to go. What's going on there, Candy? Candy.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, bro?
Rainy day here today in New York.
Oh, is that right? Oh, man, I'll send some sunshine to you. Don't worry about it.
There you go. Where you at right now?
So, I'm in a suburb of Chicago. So,
oh, okay.
We try to stay, not too close to the action and not too far away where it's not really exciting. So, yeah, we got that little sweet spot.
There you go. Yeah, I heard you got to really be careful of that city.
yeah, unfortunately. But it's good though, man, I'm blessed. Man, you look good. I've been listening to some of your music, man. You got
Thanks,
some
man.
stuff,
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's hard rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm digging the sound. for sure.
Yeah, my influences and stuff range from, I don't know if you like a lot of the 80s stuff, but I was a big 80s metal guy and a lot of the late 90s stuff. So that's kind of where I stem from.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I'm more like a Guns N' Roses era,
Okay. So like grunge, do you like
90s.
the grunge stuff or the stuff that's after the hair metal a little bit?
Yeah, maybe a little bit after. Yeah.
A little bit after.
A little bit after. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of grew up around that music, man. So yeah, a lot of my friends and family listened to that. So I had a few of the albums.
It's got that, that raw feeling. It's got you just listen to it and it's like that's rock and roll. It's what it is. You know what I mean? It's real.
Yes, it is. It is for sure, man.
So we got Charles on board today. Now you are on the second season of American Idol.
So I was.
Is couple years ago now, but the show is still running. They kind of stopped and it's still going. And
keeping it
so your
interesting.
background, is it more, what I heard is like pop, blues, soul, R&B?
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So, I grew up listening to, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, The Temptations, Donny Hathaway, like my parents, they listened to that all day long, on the vinyl, on the vinyl records, kept it clean.
There you go.
And so I had a little blues, I had jazz. My dad loved some Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald and everything. And I just had a diversity, man, in my upbringing. So
I could tell that in your voice. I love the Temptations. I've watched that movie that they made about them. I don't know how many times, like 8 times.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's a classic. Yeah. I got that.
Even the Michael Jackson one. I mean, it's wicked long. I don't know how many hours that one is, but that was good too.
Yeah, it was. But,
well, to me, when Michael Jackson teamed up with Van Halen and it had that rock guitar in it, it made it a lot different. And I was
Yeah.
like, because I'm not a huge pop guy, but I like 80s pop better, and I like 90s rap if I were to listen to it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't know what it is, to be
Yeah.
honest. I
Yeah.
have no
Same.
idea.
Same here, man. They're coming from left field somewhere. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
I'm right with you, man. I'm like a '90s baby, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
and you know, I love. To me, that was the best era of music. I mean, full diversity and just everything, catchy melodies. The harmonies were
Yeah.
there, and the best part about all of it was there was substance in the music. You know, you actually listened to it and had something to grasp from it. You know, something you can
Yeah.
hold on to. You know, something that made sense. And yeah, you know, I really miss that era. To be honest, man,
It's coming back a
that's
little bit.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so really, that's where my influence comes from. You know, I don't know
Okay.
if you ever heard of a group called Take Six, but Take Six, they're six gentlemen, you know, six guys that formed a group, all a cappella. So you think of like Pentatonics and all these like new groups and stuff. They
Yeah.
all got their inspiration from most of, you know, I won't say because I don't know them if they got it from them, but Take Six was one of the first to do it, you know. And I don't
Yeah.
mean just
Yeah.
vocal harmonies. I mean like beatboxing or making their voice sound like a trumpet and all kinds of stuff,
Oh,
you know,
oh, okay. So it's they
instrumentation
don't
and
even have
everything.
any instruments. It's all just voice.
Right, right, exactly. And
Okay.
so one of the members of the group, his name is Claude McKnight, and that's actually Brian McKnight's older brother. So I
Okay.
listened to them all throughout my childhood, man. I mean, I got to the point that's where I get my harmony inspiration from and everything. And
Yep.
I love some good harmony. So yeah.
Do you have a home setup where it looks like you got a mic in the background?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, welcome to my humble abode. So you know,
Nice.
some guys have a man cave. Well, this is my COVID cave. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like it. There should be
this
a
is where the
mic in every
magic
room.
happens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm working on that. No,
Yep.
no, but
No, it's cool though, because anytime you want to, I mean, you could just lay down an idea, whatever you got, some lyrics, and
yeah,
then sing a line, and you listen to it later, and you're like, yeah, that was cool, or
yeah,
no, that wasn't that great.
yes, and you know, it's funny you say that because like you know when I first started, I was used to you know the old school method of you know you have to go to a studio, you have to wait for a producer, you have to wait for an engineer
Yes.
to tell you what to do and this and that. Nowadays, in these 20, I can't even say 2000s because we're almost
2020s.
2030 soon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in the
Yeah.
2020s,
Oh yeah.
which is crazy. Um, yeah, everything's at your disposal now. So everything's online, everything's an app. You know, I mean, right now we're doing IG. You know, I've never done IG live before, so this is
Welcome.
awesome, man. You know, yeah, yeah. I want
The
to
first
thank
one.
you
Yeah, a lot of
and
people have
thank
been
you.
doing it. It's great because I can save this after and just download it and share it wherever. So it works really good. And then people live,
Awesome.
they can right now they can wave and they can do comments and stuff. So it makes it interesting rather than just pre-recorded or whatever. The
Yeah,
only thing
yeah,
I
that's
wish
so
is I
cool.
wish that I was on the bottom and you were on the top.
Yeah, maybe we could flip that. No? Yeah. And I
But
see some
what's
of
going
the
on there, folks? If you
comments.
have any questions, throw them in, all right?
Yeah.
He's from
How's it
Chicago
going, guys?
area, second season American Idol. We'll talk about that a little bit. But he sent me a little snippet of a song. I don't know the title, but I heard about a minute and something of it. Is that new EP or single?
Oh, yes. So I'm glad you asked. So a lot has been happening since I've been off camera. Um, a lot of you all that knew me from the show American Idol back in 2003. I mean, a lot of time has passed, right? I can't believe we're going
Yeah,
on 2 decades. That's crazy. Um,
almost. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I just wanted to, you know, clear up the air here. Um, back, you know, after the show and everything, I mean, it was such an amazing experience. Um, but I wasn't really ready for what came with it. So
Mm-hmm.
what happened is I was still young and everything and fresh. And as soon as the show ended and we, did the tour and everything like that, my mind was just going 1,000 miles per second. So every opportunity that came along, like they wanted me to book me for a show here or there or whatever, I just jumped at it. I didn't even
Yeah.
hesitate. And I
Yeah.
mean, literally, like to the point where I would literally be booked for a show in one town. And as soon as that show was done, I would get a call from somebody else and I'm gonna have to fly across town. I would do it.
Wow.
That's how like gung ho I was about this, man. I mean, I was
So it
so
was a
into
lot of
music.
live stuff.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
at first that doesn't really sound too bad from a musician standpoint, but the
Yeah.
problem lied where, it took a toll on me. So, I mean, we're only human, right? And,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. Can you see me? Can you hear me? My screen just went blank, so I don't know what that
Oh, yeah.
means.
No, you're still there.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Good. No. What I meant by that, man, is so doing all of that, I mean, it was awesome. It was a double-edged sword. So it was good on one end because I was able to do what I love to do, but on the reverse side, um, the flip side, I didn't realize what damage I was doing. You know,
Oh,
like I
okay.
said, we're only human, so we're not a
Yeah.
robot or anything. So like, your body needs rest, like proper rest, and I
Yeah. If
didn't
you're doing
realize
2 gigs a
this.
day for
Y-
even 5 days a week, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, bro, and it really stretched me thin, and unfortunately, it caused more damage than I realized. So over the course of those 9 years, those past 9 years, I would say, so not everyone, but some people knew that I was still doing music around like 2009, 2010, right? And then I kind of like,
Yeah.
dropped the scene. Everybody's like, oh, where's Charlie? Where's Charles? Well, I just wanted to clarify that. So the damage was done, but I didn't realize it. So I was still going. I was still trying to do almost like Michael Jackson, right? What happened to Michael Jackson? Sadly, he knew he
Yeah.
was in trouble, but he kept going. And thank God I didn't go to that point where I was, doing something I shouldn't have been doing. But
Yeah.
but it took a toll on my voice. And it wasn't until I had a gig, abroad, overseas, and I didn't realize the damage until I got back here to the States. And I went to an ENT doctor that showed me my vocal cords on a screen,
Uh-huh.
which I've never seen before. It really scared me. And he showed me the damage was done. He said it was very, very significant. And
Wow.
I said, so you've heard of nodules, right? Like nodules
Yeah.
on the back of your throat. So that's something that's easily reparable. Like, a doctor can
Yeah,
just
they go
scrape that
away.
off.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought that's what it was. But unfortunately, he said no. He said it was more of like a bruised tissue
Okay.
situation that I'm dealing with. So right now, long story short, man, I've been going through therapy. I'm still going through therapy, and I thought I wasn't gonna be able to sing again, man. To be honest with you,
Oh, wow.
my family was worried for me. My wife was really worried, and I didn't know what to do, man. And by the grace of God, I kid you not. I mean, I give everything to the Lord because if it weren't for Him, I probably wouldn't be here right now having this IG live with you. I mean, literally, it was a miracle, bro. I would say 3 years ago, 3 years ago, my wife and I, during that time of, my hiatus, I mean, I was
Mhm.
traveling with my wife, which was awesome because, I was able to spend that quality time that I really needed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with my wife and with the rest of my family. And I also in that time was able to go back and finish my career. I went back and decided to, utilize the time wisely and go back to college to get my degree. I was
Oh, okay.
majoring in IT at the time, and so I got my degree and everything, which also led towards management. So I'm in management now, and yeah, and about 3 years ago, my wife and I, we got baptized at our church, and one of our members came up to us and asked me to lead worship. And I said, whoa. I said, I've been going through this resting period. I don't want to
Yeah, you're
push
like,
it. And he was like, he told me, he was like, hey, we would love for you to come up there. And you know what? I left it in the Lord's hands. And you know what? It was a miracle, bro. I was able to actually lead worship, like hold notes and actually sing like
wow.
amazingly worship songs. And it blew my mind. It blew my wife's mind. It blew everybody. Like, I was like, wow, this is a miracle, And oh, sorry, it did it again. Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
right.
So, but yeah, no, not to take too much of your time. I know we got a Q&A going, but I just wanted to let you know, man, by the grace of God, man, I promise you not. Like, I couldn't have done it without him. And I owe
Like all
all
of a
of
sudden it was just there again.
it
You
was
felt
there.
it was there, it was
It
fine.
was there. Yes, it was there, bro. And like I said, I'm
Wow.
still going through therapy right now. So, um, I'm to the point where I can, how can I say this? I can sing, but not to the point where I can like perform for large, wide audiences like I did back then. However, I
Yeah.
am getting to that point. So, I have a very good speech therapist that's helping me, helping me cope through all of this. And man, I'm just blessed and grateful, man. I really am, bro.
Well, you didn't give up. That I think that's the most
No.
important key too, is a lot of people give up.
Yeah,
That's
true.
actually in my bio. If they a radio guy that would play one of my songs or something goes, if most people thought that it would take 10 or plus years as far as to get started in the industry, or just all the work and junk and stuff that you got to do, they would probably quit. They'd probably say, I'm not going to do it. If it's going to take 10 years to make a dime, not going to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But
right.
you just can't give up. I got a question on here. It says, what kind of vocal warm-ups do you recommend? I'd be interested in that too.
Ooh. Ooh, okay. So so that's a great question, by the way. Who is that? Um
She sings.
binding
She
binding my
does some
joy.
singing. I guess
Okay.
she's working with a rock band. She's gonna go be flying, I think today or tomorrow, she told me. So that's cool.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you said that. My binding joy, or binding my joy. Yeah. So one of the warm-ups that I'm doing, believe it or not, so a lot of choir teachers give you the me me ma mo mu type of stuff, right?
Yeah,
That's what you're used to.
yeah.
One thing that I did not expect that my therapist gave me is called trills. So you know how trills you
Mhm.
do like a right?
Yeah.
Well, one of the main things she has me doing is vowel sounds, or well, not vowel sounds, but more like she wants me to focus on V, like consonants, V's, M's,
Oh, okay.
N's, you know. So
Because
doing that,
they're more forceful.
right, right, right. So when you trill, you have your tongue out. And I asked her about that. Why do you have your tongue out? She said that helps expand your throat to allow
Okay.
your vocal cords to go in the position that they're supposed to. And so that really helps the lip trills. Um, Also tongue trills. So it sounds funny, like when you're like like kids and like you know, but it really does help. So like a trill like and
Okay.
and so like the up down, that is very very helpful, believe it or not. So try those. Um, One thing
Is
with
it
this
because it helps extend your range or just keeps it working?
yes, yes. So for me,
Okay.
because of the damage, I haven't been able to hit those registers I used to. So I have this
Yeah.
breaking point that she's helping me with. And
Vocal fry.
Vocal fry, exactly. There you go. So
That's my
that's
friend with my
what she's
style.
helping. Oh, nice, nice.
I like
Yeah,
it. Just
yeah.
really low on the low register for me though.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can start low, you know what I mean, and then
Yeah,
gradually, go up and down the scale. Um, and
yeah.
one thing, I'll give you a little hint or whatever. She told me, she taught me just this past week. Um, I call it the COVID buzz. So, so what it is like, since all of us are required to wear masks, right? Whenever we're
Yeah.
out somewhere, I was like, how do I do a trill when I'm out somewhere? I don't want to just be out in public like, you
Yeah, and
know?
you're spitting or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
You're right. So she said, I'm glad you asked, because there's a clever thing she came up with, that when you have the mask, wearing a mask, you can take your knuckles like this, put them against your lips, and buzz or hum
With the mask on.
with the mask on. So and to the point where you feel the resonant like buzzing. And I
Yeah, in
asked
your
her,
ears. Yeah.
I was like, that's very interesting. Like, why is that? And she said, very interestingly, I didn't know this. When that happens, your airflow goes about both ways simultaneously. So not only does it come out, but it also goes in, which is what we need as singers and vocalists,
Ah,
because our
okay.
vocal cords have to be at the proper distance, for
Yep.
the proper vibration. And she said, when you do that buzz, that's what your vocal cords do. And I said, wow, amazing. So just wanted to give you guys a free tip there, you know?
Nice. She'll like that one.
So yeah, yeah.
I do
Yeah, I
too.
hope
I've never heard of
Diamond
that
J, I hope
one.
that
I've heard
helps.
if you feel it resonating in your ears, like that's actually a good thing for some stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
That's
know
part of
like
it.
what I like to do is actually just kind of because you want to get your jaw muscles and stuff going too. Like it
Yeah.
seems like my jaw
Glutes.
is always kind of like stiffer, so always in back of
Yes.
here, and then even down in here. You ever sing and you ever like your lymph node or something gets I call it stuck. It gets stuck and all of a sudden it's like a
Oh my
Charlie horse
goodness.
or something.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
worst.
Dude, so that's I'm glad you said that, because that's what I meant to ask her what that is.
I just
Because
went like this
it
the
just
other
pops
night
out.
and I yawned and I got it and I was like, "Oh my
Yes.
God."
Yes, it's stuck. And you have to massage it. Dude, I
Yeah,
am
and
right
it's
there
sometimes it's
with you.
sore for like 2 hours.
Wow. It's so funny, man. You're the last person, or the only person that I know that actually knows about that besides me.
Yeah. I do
Wow,
my
so I'm not the
research
only
on a lot
one.
of stuff. Or I found out it just happens to me and I'm like, what is that? I got to research it.
Yeah, yeah.
What's going
Man,
on,
that's
everybody?
so cool.
Sherry, what's up?
Hey guys, what's
Hello.
up? What's up?
You got any questions? Throw them in
Captain
there. Try
Awesome. I
from,
love that name.
are you from Chicago or are you from somewhere else? You're in Chicago right now, but
So, yes, yes. So I'm in the Shy now. That's where my wife and I reside. But originally I'm from Ohio. So born and
okay.
raised in Ohio, Oberlin, Ohio. Yeah.
And you made an EP when around the American Idol time I saw, and then you made a
Yes.
single in 2011 or 10.
Yes. So that was around the time of my damage. The vocal damage. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was it was yeah, it was right. I don't know if it was before or after that happened. I can't recall if it was before the you
So you
know
were like, all these live shows and stuff were coming in. You're like, this is
yeah.
great. There's people around. I'm gonna do this as much as you can. And so
Oh
you
yeah.
were probably really busy to make a record, and then your
Yes.
voice needs rest to do the record.
Exactly.
Well, I could see
Exactly.
now because I was curious myself. I go, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I go, maybe he was playing out for those 10 years but I didn't know about the voice damage. But
Yeah, man.
that makes sense and it's tough.
It is.
I've been singing for 10 years, well actually like 12 or 13 with um opening up for some people, but I do a lot of the bar gigs. When I
Yeah.
started, I did 3 4 hour cover gigs even up to the last 2 years. And
Okay.
I've decided I'm not going to do those anymore. I'm not going to do 4 hours or maybe even three because especially the way I sing, like it's you can't do it. It
Yeah.
it it hurts you long run, even for your wrists. I've noticed it with my hands, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
it is not worth my wrist for cover gigs like that.
Yes.
If I was on tour all the time with Metallica or something, I probably wouldn't complain.
Right, right.
But
No, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, you need vocal rest as well as physical rest. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
you
mean,
can
it was
play and
kind of a little bit of the same thing, but it was with my left wrist with me of the last two
mm,
years. It got worse, and then I was
oh
supposed to
man.
do my first national anthem on guitar. And I was
Oh,
like,
no
oh, gee,
way.
you got to practice it. That stuff, you got to be just focused in there. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, I got that pain in my hand and my wrists and stuff like that. And I go,
Ooh.
I can't even. I can go like this, but it hurts.
Oh man, I
And
can imagine.
it
But
was
you're
weird. Kind of, we were going to the bank, and I was talking to my dad, and all of a sudden it went away. It went away for those 2 weeks mysteriously for me to
okay.
do that, and then it kind of came back. But that's when I kind of was like, I gotta play guitar. It's even down to the type of guitar you did. I mean, I
Hmm.
sold some guitars to play easier on other styles, certain
Oh
styles of
wow.
strings, the gauges, and all that kind of stuff, just to make it as flowy, as possible.
Sure,
But
if you could, yeah, for
you
sure.
know, something like I don't know if you've done the national anthem, but it's like one of the greatest honors.
Well, yeah, yeah. So singing, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, both. So I did it when we were on the show. Uh,
Yep.
a lot of us that got eliminated, a group of us. I want to say it was seven of us from the top 10. We got called to go to where was it? Charlotte, North Carolina. Um,
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
the
Yep.
Coca-Cola 500.
Oh, okay.
Wherever that is. You know what the Coca-Cola 500 is? It's kind of like the Daytona, the
Yeah,
race
it's
car.
that's North Carolina, North Carolina, I think.
Oh, North
Yeah,
Carolina. Okay. Yeah,
I
so
think.
wherever that
Don't
is,
quote me.
yeah. Right. So we got called while the show was going on, we got called to do the national anthem and there, which was today that was to date my largest audience that I've ever performed. That was like 100,000 full audience,
Yeah.
around the that whole racetrack. And that was also like a historic moment because that was the first time that the stealth bombers flew over as we sang the national anthem. So
Oh, okay.
that was an historic event. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Now,
So
did the echo of the place make it easier or harder? Because I know on
ooh.
guitar, when I hit a note, I hear it a half a second later, and I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, the echo, the delay. Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
acoustics, right? Um, Man, that's a good
I could
question.
imagine that place.
Well, and so I'm gonna put my friends on blast here. So so yeah, it was uh it was me, uh Kim Caldwell, um Vanessa Oliveras,
Yep.
it
I just
was
interviewed her.
Kimberly Locke, um
Yep, I remember her.
and Julie D'Amato and my our good friend, our late friend Ricky Smith, unfortunately, who was killed. Um, we performed the national anthem together, And the interesting thing is, all of us were in our own respectable homes, you know, like I was back in Ohio, you know, Ricky was in Oklahoma, Vanessa was, I think, in, where was she? She was on the East Coast somewhere. And, you know, we were all scattered. So, like, none of us had a chance to rehearse. And back then, we didn't have this IG, you know, where we could do FaceTime and all this to rehearse. So, like, we literally flew there. We only had, like, the shuttle that picked us up from the airport that drove us to the stadium. We literally had that moment to talk to each other and be like, okay, how are we going to do this, guys? And we figured out, like, the arrangement right there on the spot. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. So, but yeah. And then you know, I said I also did it myself. So the mayor of Cleveland at the time, she called me to do the national anthem at one of the Cleveland Indians games. So that was my first experience. That was a big experience. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of pressure.
Yes, it was.
That's what I say. You step out on the court or whatever it is, you look around, you're like, oh, geez.
Yes. Somebody said huge NASCAR. Yes. Huge NASCAR audience. Yes. 100,000. I'm not even exaggerating. You know? You were there? Wait a minute. Oh, really? Uncle 15. You were there? You remember that, huh? Wow.
Well, he said, "What's up, cuz?" I don't know. Is he your cousin? Maybe you just
maybe.
It's hard to tell because the real names aren't on here.
Yeah, that's true.
I go, maybe he's my cousin. I have no idea.
Yeah. Hey, if your cousin, man, you know, shoot me a line on IG. Cuz it's me, Lee. Oh, Lee. Yeah, that is my cousin. Man, what's up, big cuz? Wow, I didn't know you were there. That's crazy. Wow. See, I'm constantly being surprised. But
it's always cool when your family and stuff kind of can see it, you know.
Yes.
It's with me it's always I don't know, they're either kind of miss it or something like that. But my parents are always usually there.
Oh yeah. Yes. Man. You know, I was gonna tell you. So you were talking about the snippet, the clip that I sent you earlier. So yes. So it's interesting because you said something earlier about how difficult it is to record an album, but also have hiatus and also go through therapy.
Yeah.
And also have quality time with your family and everything. Bro, that's part of the business. I'm learning that as I go. So yeah, you know, I'm also blessed to have this opportunity to record a new album. So like I mentioned earlier, you know, how it was miraculous that God had saved and repaired my voice to the point where I can sing again. Maybe not to the extent that I like it, but you know, to the extent that I'm able to give my praise to Him and back to Him for everything He gave to me. And so that's what I'm doing now. So the album I'm working on, that I gave you that snippet to, by the way, the title is called Provider, because He is the provider. He is my provider. He's our provider. You know, he's the, you know, the best provision, the best physician, you know, and he's given me the provision for this album. You know, I thank my wife, you know, for being there with me throughout all of this ordeal that I've been going through. I mean, she's not only been supportive of me, but she's helped me in ways that I didn't imagine. Like, you know, I had all these ideas and you were talking about ideas and stuff. I've had ideas and creative ideas that I've not only written down as lyrics, but also having like my iPhone and stuff. I use the recorder a lot. So when I'm in the car and the idea hits me, I don't want to lose it. I have the worst memory, bro. So I don't want to lose it. Once I get it, I I got to put this down somewhere, right? So I grabbed my
Yeah.
phone
Yep.
and I put it down, and it's just been sitting there. And my wife is like, babe, why don't you put this out? And I'm like, well, I don't know how to do it. Like, how would I do this? And I'm dating myself. That's me being old school because I'm used to the old school method. Like, oh well, I gotta
Yeah, but
wait for
I
the
do the same thing. I do the same thing. I still
yeah
write on paper, and then the final draft will be on the
yeah
computer because I
yeah.
can visualize digital things better, so I can maneuver the words and stuff easier.
Oh
Because it's
yes,
hard writing down the same song 20 times to find new ideas. You know what I mean?
yes, it
So
is. It really
just
is.
the other night, I did the same thing. I got a book up here and down here, and I was with me. It's very movie oriented. I'm a big movie
Okay.
guy,
Yeah,
so a
me
lot of
too, bro.
stuff I'll be watching. It could be a horror movie, a superhero movie, or something. They say a line or a situation, and I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, yeah."
Yes.
Let me write that down.
Yes, yes, yes. It triggers the inspiration. Yes, sir. You
Yep,
got it, bro. Yep. It's the
yep,
creative juices, man. And yeah, I mean, people ask me a lot, like, where do you get your influence? I mean, so
yeah,
I get influence from other artists, obviously, but my inspiration literally comes from everywhere. I could be outside, uh, watering the flowers, my wife's flowers or whatever, and just the ambience, listen to the birds singing or whatever will trigger something.
yeah.
Or like I may see someone in the parking lot or whatever, or a neighbor or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. I pull it from anything. And you're talking about movies? Pfft, man, are you kidding? We've been Netflix and chill this whole COVID era, my
It's
wife and I.
everything.
Yeah, bro, Netflix and
Yeah,
chill every day. And
yep,
yeah, like you said, a horror movie, sci-fi, it doesn't matter, man. It can come from anywhere. And
yeah,
so the thing with me, Frank, is like, and I'm sure you're probably like me too, is when you have those ideas, like I said earlier, I'm a harmony guy. I love harmonies, man. So
yeah.
like
That's
third
something I
part,
don't
fourth
know.
part,
I don't
fifth
really
part
get that as
harmony.
much.
Oh, dude, man.
I'm an
When
octave guy. I don't know.
Dude, trust me. So I don't know if I don't know what your main genre like that you like or whatever, but once we finish here, definitely research and look up Take Six. And it doesn't matter what
Okay.
song, bro. It doesn't matter what song. They're amazing.
All right.
Just the harmonies. So like when you listen to them, I would just like I prompt you to put on both headphones and listen real closely because they're
Just
distinct
wear everything out.
harmonies. They're distinct harmonies. I'm like, it blows my mind, bro. Even to this day, and they came out in the '90s, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, but
Like I get
yeah,
that sense of this that definitely that kind of style. I mean, I've never heard them, but I
yeah,
get a because there was Boys to Men, there was NSYNC, there
yes,
was Backstreet
yes,
Boys, there was all that kind of
yes,
stuff too. I hear some of
yes,
that in there,
yeah.
even with the beats, the beats in the background and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that is my niche. It really is. So
Yep.
R&B, pop, neo soul, jazz, that's my niche. And with this upcoming album, um, it's very faith-based. And the reason for that is,
Yeah.
is
It'd
like I
be
said
like
earlier.
Christian release, right? It'd
Yeah,
be under
yeah.
gospel. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, and like I said, the reason for that is because well, I just explained, what I went through. I mean, that's my only way of giving back. I mean, he gave me
Yeah.
so much. He gave my voice back. It's amazing. So, so yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of that influence in my album, and you'll also hear in the lyrics a lot of encouragement, a lot of positivity,
Yeah.
and my struggles too. So, so one thing about me, Frank, and the rest of you guys out there, I like to be transparent. I always have been. I consider myself to be authentic. I try not to hide anything. And
Yeah.
it not only makes things easier, but I mean, that's how it should be, right? So my music is gonna reflect that. So you'll see that. And
Yeah.
I'm looking for it to drop later this year, like around Christmas.
It's the realness that we talked about from earlier from the 90s. I know what you mean.
Yes. Oh yeah. You know it,
The
brother.
only thing is, with the 90s music, it wasn't produced as well as the 80s. A lot of stuff
Oh
was
no.
rawer,
Yeah, it's true.
you know?
That's a good point. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yep.
80s was tight, man. 70s was too, but the 80s stuff, they had everything was like it was like a digital age
Yeah.
for the 80s, it was there.
Yeah, it was. And the sound was
Yeah.
really very distinct. You know,
Yeah,
like
they were going for wide, how wide as possible, rather than
yeah,
tight and boomy was the 70s with the beats and
yes.
the little things hidden. Now, like the 80s were wide and let's layer. That's what started the layering was from the 80s. Let's take six
Yeah,
guitars and layer them. And in
that's
the
true.
90s
Yeah.
was kind of like that, but the problem was as the digital came in and
Yes.
it kind of made it
Synthesize.
meshy a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
mushy,
So you
whatever,
lose that.
whatever the word
Yeah.
is.
No, no, no. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You lose that. Uh. Ah, man, I forgot the word. I know what you're saying because the difference between analog and digital. So a lot of
Yeah.
artists they prefer analog over digital. Although digital is
Yep.
easier, it loses
We
that
only got so much room,
realness.
you know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
realize it with some of the digital demos I've done since I was 15 to now. You can really muddy the I don't know how to describe it, the layers of the parts really
Hmm.
quick. And it's
Oh yeah.
analog. It doesn't do that as much. You can layer it on top, and it's still like it's that's getting better. It's getting thicker. It's
Mm,
naturally evolving rather than like
coming to.
digital stuff on top of each other, and then all of a sudden,
Yes.
because the frequencies, I'm into mixing and all that stuff, so the frequencies they clash.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to that point yet. Well, now, so I have my home setup here, right? Um,
Yep.
so, so yes, I have this home setup, but I haven't had the chance to like dive into mixing. So I really applaud you for that, man. The
It's
mixing
tough.
and
It's a whole new
mastering.
world. You'll never look at your
That's what I
music
heard.
again the same.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I heard.
How you
Yeah.
record is it's all like one thing because I say you can sing a song, write a song, it could be the best song live. But when you go in and
Yes,
record it, it's totally different. You might have to change phrases and stuff because the instruments are different, the sounds of the mics are different, and that
that's right. Yeah.
correlates to mixing. You could have 8 people mix that same song with the same parts, and one just be
Huh.
disastrous. I mean, so bad. And then you could take all the same parts and listen to it from another guy, and you're like, "Wow, that's awesome." And then there's like the ones in
Cause
between, and it's
yeah,
like, how can that be? Because it's all the same. I gave
right.
them all the same parts. It's a lot
Wow.
of it's the ear. It's what they do to mix plugins and the stereo whiz and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's
And the layering, yeah.
you got to pick your producers or your mixers very carefully. And for
Yes.
me, I threw all that out the window and I go, you know what? I'm just gonna do it myself because I hear the sound that I want, and the only way I can get it is if I learn all this stuff.
Yes, yes. You know
And I was
what?
going
That
broke.
oh, bro. Are you kidding me? I'm right there with you.
Thousands.
Oh man, it is. But you bring up a good
Yeah.
point. So the other good thing about all of this new technology and digital technology and all this stuff, the good side is that we have that creative control. So like you said, you
Yeah.
hear things that you want, that you need in your mix or whatever, but
You
back
can change
then
it, whatever.
you didn't have that luxury, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
you're
that's
stuck.
the beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
beauty. I will say though, there's a caveat because like for me, uh, my my wife, I'm sure she's on here listening now. So, love, I cannot thank you enough for being hard on me. And what I mean by that is like, there's so many, when I said ideas, not only do I have ideas, but I have voices. So like that Take
Yeah.
Six harmony that I was talking about, not only, I think it was a Neo. I saw an interview with Neo not too long ago or something. I think he was on Sway or something, Sway show. And he said something about harmonies. Like Sway asked him about, his harmonies. And he said he hears like 16 different harmonies. And Sway was like, what do you mean? And I know exactly what he's talking about. Because like if you take your keyboard, right, or a piano, and you
Yeah.
have a chord, I think the most chord you can get that sounds good or whatever is about 6, right? I mean, that's where Take Six kind of got their idea because that's kind of like the max of,
Yeah.
of where the extent is. However, you can also have harmonies that are not harmonies, but like melodics or, melodies that intertwine.
Melodies. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
they
Yep.
intertwine with
Yep.
those harmonies that kind of like insist with them, and that's where what he means by the 16 harmonies. I'm like, I hear that, and to me, that's kind of a good thing, but also a struggle because like I'm like, ooh, this sounds so good in my ear, and then I lay it down and I listen back to it, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good, but then, oh, but I got this. And then next thing you know, I'm layering all this stuff, and then time is passing, and I'm like, no, 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 I have to focus. I got to do this,
Yeah. That's like,
and then
I don't know where I
yeah,
went.
yeah, yes, and then I got to get back on track of like, okay, what was I doing, but not lose that creativity. So
The
that's
problem
my
is that there's so
struggle,
many
bro.
melodies you can throw on top of harmonies or a single vocal,
Yeah,
and you're like you just said, you could find 80 cool things with it. But I think the most
yeah,
important thing is it's I'm trying to think how I could. It's like the icing on the cake. You have the
yeah,
cake, the main part. You stick with that. Stick with chocolate. Stick with. I like cookies and
yeah.
cream a lot. So
Oh yeah,
stick
me
with
too.
that.
Me
Then
too.
worry about the extra stuff on top, but don't mess with the recipe.
Yes, 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 yes. All the sprinkles and like all these designs and stuff are not necessary.
Reese's
Yeah,
Pieces,
just keep it.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I
And
like them.
it's funny. That brings up something that my mom had told me. Uh, she said kiss. She said whenever you're not sure of something, kiss it. And I was like, what do you mean kiss? And she said, keep it simple, stupid. you know? And I said,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
I don't know if
I
you've
like
heard that
that.
before, but apparently
Yeah,
it's a thing. Like I even, saw
it,
it
it is a
somewhere or
thing.
whatever. So I guess that's what
It's
you
it's
got to
in
do
my
then.
head all the time if I mix something for somebody or if I'm like this is gonna be the release version. You
Yeah.
have to dumb it down. I call it dumbing it down. So you dumb it
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Um,
Right.
it's sad
Right.
sometimes because I'm like, you're playing
Yes.
like you want to play a more intricate riff, but you're like it doesn't translate to your ear right. You know what I mean?
Yes. Right, right. And it could be too involved or too
Too
muddy or
involved.
like what you were saying. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
simplicity is almost better, for
Yep.
sure.
Some
Yeah.
people can do it right. They can complex the stuff and it's so complex it sounds simple. That's like
That's true.
way
Yeah.
up there. I mean like ballpark.
Yeah, that's so
I
true,
don't know.
man. That is so true. Who is that? Let
Like
me see. Swine
Charlie.
Assassin. Charlie, who's that? What's up? What's up? What's
I don't
up?
know.
I don't
Well, I
know who
appreciate
that
you
is.
coming on here. You guys check out his music.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a new EP or record coming out 2021, right? Sometime.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm looking to drop sometime this Christmas. So
Okay. And then
yeah, so
maybe
definitely stay
some
tuned, man.
some video stuff too, like you singing or playing some stuff with somebody else, or that would be cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know if well, I don't know if you drop my website, but in the meantime, what I've been doing is you know, I've been listening to, a lot of these new songs and everything. Some of them are old, but also like on my trajectory, like on my journey, trying to find out exactly what God wants for me, His purpose for me.
Yeah.
What I've found is like, I've found lyrics that kind of, I don't know how to explain it, man. Um, it's it's like so like I was saying earlier, I could be in the car and have like an inspirational idea, but this is a
Yeah.
little different, man. Like lyrics that I wouldn't normally write just would come to me. It's amazing. So like
It's
as
like
I
it's not
dive
your
more into
style, sort of. It's not
y-
your typical what you'd say, maybe, or
yeah, and
yeah.
it it kind of catches me off guard because I'm like, whoa, where'd this come from? And it's one of those, like I said, I don't want to lose it, so I will write it down. And it's one of those things I was talking about where I kept it in my phone for so long, I didn't know what to do with it, right? I didn't want to lose it, I didn't want to forget it, but at the same time, I didn't know what to do with it. So so that's where my wife came in, man. My wife, she came to me and told me about this cool app called Smule. Are you familiar with Smule?
I'm
A
not a big phone
karaoke.
guy. I don't really know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there's a karaoke app out there called Smule and or Smule Karaoke, and I never really took it seriously. And my wife gave me the idea one day. She was like, "Babe, those songs that you wrote, maybe you could do it on Smule." And I was like, I don't know." And then I tried it, and it's really cool. So it basically has the instrumentals to the songs, but it has the lyrics as you go along, like in karaoke, right?
Oh, okay. Yep.
So what I did was I took the songs, like your normal mainstream songs or whatever, and then plugged in my lyrics with it. So it's kind of like a rendition remake, or kind of like, all right, not a parody, but a remake, you
Yeah.
know?
It's
So
it's trial and error. It's giving it a try with some sort of something that already has a melody and a beat and all
yeah,
that to it. I know what
right,
you mean.
right.
I've done the same thing with Metallica for years.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So that's what I've been doing, in the
Nice.
meantime. And that also stemmed this album. It birthed this album because doing that, it really set the tone and gave me that foundation of like, okay, this is, God is like, speak to me. This is what I want you to do. And even though I had no idea what that meant, I just ran with it. One thing that
Yeah.
I'm learning, uh, through through all of all my church service and everything, and that's great. But really reading the Bible and everything has helped me because one thing that's stemming from it is not only the inspiration for this album, but it's helping me put these things together. Like, not only is it lyrical, but it explains like my whole journey, like the times that I
Yeah.
was,
Story.
the damage. Yeah. So my vocal damage and everything, all that stuff that I was going through, it, you'll see it. I don't want to tell too much, but you'll see
That,
it in the
all
album.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
It'll all be
it's gonna lay it
explained.
out. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Definitely.
Yep.
Well, if you need any guitar work for it, I've got a home studio. I can crank it out for you. Whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, bro. Like I said,
Very
man,
cool.
I love your style. What would you call? You said grunge. What would you call your style?
Yeah, I say post grunge, but I say hard rock a lot because
Hard
bands
rock. Okay.
like Hinder or Nickelback or Disturbed, I guess, is more metal, but along those lines, those
Oh,
bands.
okay.
But then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like like Daughtry and stuff like that. I consider more regular rock or sort of in the middle somewhere. But
Oh, okay.
I like little like especially like I don't care for pop as much, but I like some of the funky guitar lines and stuff in them,
Yeah,
especially like stuff with a good beat are really good. And then I just give them a
yeah,
little bit of a rock edge if I were to do that, and that makes it
yeah.
just a little more because I like
Nice.
I don't like it generic as much. Put it that way.
Okay. Yeah,
Whether it's
yeah.
the tone or something I could put over it, that sort of thing.
Right, right. That's
But
really cool. So it's kind of like the seasoning, right? Putting a little
seasoning, yeah,
dash
and
of
that
seasoning
that
on it.
determines wicked the riff and the song and everything. For me, it's like
Yeah,
without the sound and without what you hear it as, the riff is just kind of there. So to
yeah,
me, it's songwriting is both. You got to have the sound and that might be the composer kind of side in me. I don't really know, but movie
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Got to fit
Oh,
it in.
well, that's cool, man. I mean, that's that's how it works, man. I mean,
Yep.
that's what's made of, you know?
Yep. For sure.
Man.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here. We don't have too much time left, but we took up
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
block here.
Oh, did we?
Good.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I
Sounds
didn't know if
good.
there was other questions or anything, but does anyone have any other questions? Last minute questions
Throw them in.
of
Also, guys, if
anything.
you want to, when this re-uploads to or not Facebook, well, it'll be on Facebook too, but
Oh
Instagram,
yeah,
you can tag both of us, and we can
yeah,
type your questions and whatever you guys want to talk about afterwards as well. This will be on
yeah, for
YouTube,
sure.
a bunch of other places. So if you at work or something right now, no
Yeah,
sweat.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for
I know
sure.
there'll be people tuning in. I done some from 3 months ago, and they're just watching them now and asking questions and stuff for people. So these will be on for long time.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because you're
nice.
always getting new people or people that are like. I've had some people follow me for like 5 years, and they're like, "Oh, you got a new record out or something?" They're just busy or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What's up,
Nice.
Andrea? She tunes in almost for
Yeah,
all these.
Andrea. Oh yeah, Andrea. Hey, hey, no worries, no worries. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not mad at that at all. Do what you got to
She'll
do,
watch it. She'll
for
rewatch
sure,
it.
for sure. I appreciate all the support either way. Yeah, yeah, man.
I can't scroll. If I could scroll back, I could see we had some
I
more, but you can't scroll.
yeah. Oh, you can't. Yeah. See, this is all new
No.
territory for me, bro. Like this IG thing is, I hear a lot about it, but I never really dove into it. So I'm getting my feet wet here.
It's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, anybody that's
no
out
doubt.
there, I mean, you could go on live and play a song for everybody that follows you, or play a
Yeah.
song with somebody else. The only thing is the delay. If you were to play together, there's a delay for sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, what's up, Tito Jason and Tito Moneta? Although, yeah, those are my uncle and my aunt. Man, it's nice to see family on
Nice.
here. Man, don't worry, guys. I'll get used to this IG. It just give me some time. I'm working with it, you know.
There you go.
Yeah,
And don't
man.
forget too, if
And
you go
yeah, man,
live, you can save it for later too. And so if you did one song, you want to go on live, do one song, you can save this for later, and it will show up as a post for you, or something
oh,
like
really?
that. So that's kind of
How,
cool. It should.
how would you do that? How would you do that
It
though?
gives you like after this, it'll give you an option saying you want to save it or do you want to delete it, and then you just hit save.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yep.
All right. Cool,
So that
man.
way you don't have to get a video camera and do all that stuff, and it takes longer.
Yeah, right, right. Sure. Man. Well,
All
that's the
right. We got
easiness of
25
digital, man.
seconds left.
Oh, all right.
The
Hey,
counter
well,
just jumped on me. We got 18.
oh, is that right? Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, real quick, excuse me. real quick, I just want to say thank you not only to Frank, Frank, so much, man. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been such a pleasure. It's been an awesome